Every family has that one child who is treated like a national treasure. In some homes, it is the last born. Some others, it is the only son. But in the Okoye's family, the national treasure was Obi, the only girl among 4 children and the sole princess in a house full of overprotective brothers. If you grew up in a Nigerian household where there is only one girl among 3 overprotective brothers, then you already know that girl will never know peace. I mean, sweet peace. That was Obi's life. From childhood, her brothers, Emeka, Obiora and Ikechukwu policed her like EFCC on a fresh case. If she goes to buy pure water, they followed and they hovered like guardian angels. Even when she started university, 3 of them escorted her on her first day as if she was going to meet kidnappers. So naturally, when she got married to Ambrose, the whole community celebrated that the royal brothers of Obi's empire would finally retire. But they didn't. They still sent her money. They still checked on her like she was a newborn baby, and they called randomly just to shout, "Obi, have you eaten?" Obi used to laugh at their drama until when she started withdrawing. One Saturday afternoon, her brothers called for a regular video chat. They were expecting their usual Obi, beautiful, fresh and always glowing like she swallowed ring lights. But what did they see? They saw a woman wearing face mask, sweater, wig and eyeglasses indoors in Nigeria under hot weather. Obiora nearly dropped his phone. "Obi, are you in Canada?" he asked. She sniffed dramatically. "I'm cold, Jare." "Cold?" Ikechukwu squinted. "Inside your house? In this hot weather?" She nodded like a sick bird. "Yes now. You people don't know I'm married, right? My body is changing." Emeka leaned forward into the camera. "Okay, oh, madam married woman, what about the eyeglasses?" She blinked. "It is blue light protection. You know the screen can damage my eyes and your talk doesn't end." Obiora raised one eyebrow. "Madam, so which one is the face mask protecting? I guess it's the network radiation, right?" Obi coughed and said, "Leave me, oh, my face is just dried. I beg, free me." Her brothers exchanged that silent family look that said, "Something is off. This one is packaging nonsense." Next call, Obi appeared even worse. This time she added hand gloves. Ikechukwu shouted, "Obianuju, are you becoming a medical doctor on an Eskimo?" She smiled a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "It is fashion," Emeka replied. "My dear, talk to us, your brothers. What is wrong with you?" But Obi insisted everything was fine. Her brothers weren't convinced. The girl who used to gist freely now spoke like someone reading a hostage speech. Her brothers didn't need prophecy to know something was off, and just like that, they called for a family emergency meeting. They gathered at Emeka's house that night. Obiora dropped his phone dramatically on the table. "Gentlemen, this thing has passed ordinary suspicion. Our sister is in a big-time mess. Obi is hiding something serious, and since she won't talk, we must find out ourselves." They all leaned forward like detectives. Emeka brought out his tablets, opened the website and said, "This is the solution. Meta eyeglass. Camera is inside. It records everything and sends it to phone. She won't even suspect anything." Ikechukwu clapped his hands like a football coach. "Order it now." 5 minutes later, the order was confirmed. Payment was made and the delivery was scheduled. 2 days later, it was delivered and Emeka volunteered to visit Obi. The moment she heard her brother was coming, the girl entered speed mode. She applied makeup like she was going for a presidential debate. 3 layers of foundation, 2 layers of concealer and powder enough to choke a goat. Then she wore high-neck sweater, wig that was long enough to cover her chins and her eyeglass. Even her shadow was sweating. Ambrose, her husband, passed and looked at her. Why are you dressing like you're going to Atlantica? But Obi didn't reply because she knew he was mocking her. Ambrose muttered something under his breath and left the room. Obi exhaled shakily and continued getting ready. When Emeka arrived, she rushed out with her perfect makeup, but it was obvious something was wrong with her because her smile was too forced, her voice was so soft, and her eyes were too frightened. Even her wig was shaking as if it knew the truth. Emeka hugged her gently and she winced. That was it. His heart cracked, but he kept his face straight because he didn't want to scare her. As they settled down, Emeka brought out a gift bag. Obianuju, I got something for you. She smiled. Oh, thank you, brother. Inside the bag, a brown new metal eyeglass and a thick envelope of money. Obi screamed. Emeka, this eyeglass is fine, no? Ah, you people always spoil me. Thank you so much, brother. He smiled gently. You deserve it, my sister. You have always been our queen. She didn't know that the eyeglass was an amable in disguise. She wore it immediately and laughed happily, completely unaware that her freedom had already started. Emeka watched her closely, noticing she still held her arm in a protective way. His heart squeezed again. He left afterward, but the moment he entered his car, he connected the metal eyeglass to his phone. Obiora and Ikechukwu joined in. The first live feed popped up. They saw Obi removing her wig. They saw her face. They saw the bruises the makeup couldn't hide. The room fell silent. Ikechukwu whispered, God, what is this? Obiora placed his hand on his head. She wasn't cold after all. Her sister had been collecting beatings steadily. Emeka clenched his jaw. Brothers, that man has just bought a bad market though, and we'll give him a full dose of his medicine. Obi removed the glasses and nonchalantly kept it to face her. She removed her makeup and the metal eyeglass cut 3 sharp finger marks on the side of her face. Her brothers saw it, but nobody said a word. They replayed the clip, blew it up on full screen, and stared at it again. Finally, Ikechukwu screamed. What kind of slap is this? Did she offend an elephant? Obiora grabbed his head. This is not a slap. This is an assault with full confidence. Emeka closed his eyes. Brothers, this thing is worse than we imagined. They continued watching. Obi wore the glasses again as per new thing now. It was shocking her. She went to the kitchen to wash plates and Ambrose walked in with the arrogance of a man whose ancestors owed him an apology. He didn't greet and he didn't smile. He just started shouting. Why did you open the window? Who told you to open it? Obi stammered. I thought the room was hot. Ambrose charged towards her like a football defender. The metal eyeglass caught every step. Obiora slapped his own thigh. This man is mad. I mean confirmed madness. But Ambrose wasn't done. He reached out for Obi's phone, checked the messages, saw the alert Obiora sent her earlier and exploded. You see? You see why I hate your brothers? They are the reason you don't respect me. They are the ones controlling you. No, it's not like that, Obi protested. But then she received a slap. A clean one. Very unnecessary and very wicked. Ikechukwu shouted, Emeka, can you see that nonsense? God, that can't be my sister. You just slapped her like that. Unto say waiting now. Later that night, Ambrose sat on the bed like a self-appointed pastor. He opened the Bible, then he pointed at Obi like she was a stubborn choir member. Wives, submit to your own husbands. And then he said, as long as you are under my roof, your life is under me. I wasn't the one that said it though, it's the word of God. Obi kept quiet. Ambrose continued. You will stop that your job soon because it is giving you too much exposure and too much confidence. Hear me, And hear me very well, you have no option because I am your head. Obiora nearly went mad from where he was watching. Obi curled up like a scared child while Ambrose snored on the other side of the bed. Obi didn't move and she didn't stretch. She slept like someone afraid that any slight movement would attract a merciless beating. Her brothers met again the next morning. This time, no jokes, no laughter, and no nonsense. Emeka slammed the table. We can't wait again. We can't watch her sister die because she's trying to protect that animal. Ikechukwu stood up. If I reach that house today, I swear I won't leave with clean hands. Obiora raised his hand. We must be wise. Let's take this thing step by step. They all sat down. The decision was unanimous. They would storm the house, but first they needed all the evidence, so they let the metal eyeglass run for one more day. And what they saw on that final day turned 3 grown men into roaring lions. The day the brothers decided they were going to pick up their sister, they moved with the calmness of men who had already buried their anger inside their pockets. No shouting, no rushing, and no noise. Just steady, dangerous peace. At 10 a.m. sharp, Emeka, Obiora, and Ikechukwu arrived at Obi's gates. She opened the door and nearly collapsed when she saw them. Brothers, brothers, you didn't tell me you were coming, she stammered. Yes, Adabeke, we didn't want you to layer your face. We want to see you as you are, they replied. Obi held her chest, panicking. Please, Ambrose is not around. I don't know when he will come back. Obiora grinned. Perfect. That's exactly what we prayed for. Obi blinked fast. What's going on? Well, your glasses showed us everything. The world went silent. Obi froze, her throat locked, and her knees went soft like body arm. Everything? She whispered. Ikechukwu nodded. Yes, every single thing. All the beating, all the shouting, and all the nonsense. Obi burst into tears on the floor. I didn't want you people to get worried, and I didn't want it to be recorded that I had a failed marriage. But instead of comforting her, something unexpected happened. Her brothers were angry. Not angry at Ambrose. That one was already in there to be dealt with list. They were angry with Obi. Deep, painful anger born from love. Obiora paced the sitting room like a man whose heart was on fire. Emeka stood still with his eyes wet but refusing to fall. Ikechukwu stared at her with a mixture of heartbreak and disbelief. Obi sobbed louder. I am sorry. I didn't want to bother you people. That was the moment Emeka finally exploded. Obianeju, do you think we sold you out because you got married? Obi looked up confused. Emeka stepped closer. You think we stopped being your brothers the day Ambrose paid your bride price? You think we removed your name from our hearts because another family added you to theirs? His voice cracked. Why did you two tell us? Why did you choose to suffer alone? Do you think we would judge you? Or that we will abandon you? A tear finally slipped down his cheek. You broke our hearts by keeping this away from us. Ikechukwu, who really cried, wiped his face angrily. Obi, you are only sister, our queen. Do you know how it feels to watch you laugh through pain on video calls? To watch you pretend you are okay when you were dying inside? He moved closer and knelt in front of her. If you had died in this marriage, how would I have lived with myself knowing I didn't help you? How would I have breathed knowing that my sister was shouting silently and I didn't hear her? Obi burst into even louder tears. Obiora shook his head aggressively. I am very angry with you, Obi. Very angry. Obi cried out. I didn't want you to fight. He threw his hands up. Fight? Isn't that what family is for? Isn't that why God gave you brothers? to protect you and to carry you when life slaps you too hard? He pointed at her chest. You forgot who you are. You forgot you come from a home where you are loved, respected, and adored. He swallowed hard. You forgot we would die for you. You forgot we will enter fire for you. His voice broke completely. You forgot that we never sold you. Obi covered her face and sobbed. I thought once I married, I belonged to him. I thought I didn't have the right to disturb you. I didn't want people to say my marriage failed. Emeka knelt beside her. Marriage doesn't remove you from your family, and marriage doesn't cancel your bloodline. Ikechukwu placed her hand on his chest. You live here, he said, in our hearts, and no bride price can change that. We would rather break the marriage than lose our sister. Obi wept even harder, but this time from relief, from being seen, and from being loved. All three brothers pulled her into a group hug. Emeka whispered, Thank God we didn't lose you, Obi. You only lost yourself for a moment, but we are here. We are your home, and we have always been. Then Ikechukwu wiped her tears. You are not alone, and you will never be alone again. Thank you, my brothers. I sincerely thought that telling you people will scatter my marriage. Thank you so much. Scatter what? Ike asked. A place where someone is turning you into fried plantain? Even Obi laughed through tears. Then the laughter died and she whispered, I don't want trouble. If Ambrose comes back and sees you all here. Emeka interrupted calmly. We are not staying. We came to take you. Obi's eyes widened. Take me where? Ikechukwu replied. Anywhere that does not involve receiving slaps. They walked straight into her bedroom. Obi followed from behind, confused and crying. Emeka opened her wardrobe. Oya, start packing, he said. Obi sniffed and pointed at her clothes. The three of them went to work. They brought down her big boss, her handbags inside, her shoes inside, her jewelry inside, her hairdryer inside, her perfumes inside, her laptop inside, her certificates. They packaged it like gold. Ikechukwu packed her skincare products and said, You need it more now. Obi tried to reason with them even as she was laughing. Please, let me talk to Ambrose first. Emeka didn't even look up. Your opinion does not count here, my darling, because you are too wounded to think responsibly. They zipped up the bags and marched her out like VIP escorts. The whole operation lasted 90 minutes. Smooth, fast, and extremely quiet. They helped Obi into the car. She kept looking back at the house with shaking hands. What if Ambrose comes back and gets angry? Obiora chuckled. If he wants to be angry, it's on him now. Let him stand inside the anger alone. You are not available. Obi squeezed her palms. What if people say my marriage failed? Ikechukwu turned and said, So? Who cares about what people will say? They have been saying since time immemorial and they will keep on saying. Besides, my dear, what failed is Ambrose's sense, not your marriage. We are taking you home where you are loved and where nobody will slap you. Minutes later, Ambrose returned home like a man who believed the universe should greet him with a standing ovation. He pushed his gates open, swaggering and adjusting his belt like a local champion. Then he entered the house. He stopped because the wardrobe was empty. The shoe rack was empty. The handbag shelf was empty and the mannequin for her wigs were all empty as well. Ambrose blinked. He scratched his head. He opened the wardrobe again, hoping the clothes would magically reappear. They didn't. He turned around. No perfumes, no laptop, no jewelry boxes, and no makeup kits. It was as if Obi had evaporated into the air. He grabbed his phone and dialed her number. She picked after 3 rings. Ambrose's voice came out like a broken generator. Obi, where are you? Where are your things? Obi's voice trembled slightly. I am with my brothers. Ambrose couldn't believe his ear. There was dead silence, and then he shouted like someone scolded his child. You said what? So you think you can just get up and leave my house? Are you stupid? Did your brothers marry you? Did they pay your bride price? Obi swallowed hard. I had to leave because I'm not safe with you. Ambrose exploded. Keep quiet there. You must come back to this house now. I said now, or else you will not like what I will do to you. He didn't know that Obi wasn't alone. Her brothers were sitting right there. Emeka on her left, Ikechukwu on her right, and Obiora standing in front like a bouncer. Their heads turned at the same time like CCTV cameras. Obiora whispered, gesticulating, "Tell him you are coming." Obi wiped her tears, and then she said softly, "Okay, sir, I am coming home." Ambrose coughed proudly. Good, and I mean now. He hung up. The brothers looked at each other. Emeka stood up and spoke calmly. Obi, listen carefully. We are going with you. You will enter the house first, but you will not lock the door. The moment he tries anything stupid, just scream. You know the way you used to scream that time when you want Dad to discipline us? You will even add more ginger. Ikechukwu cracked his knuckles. He had been waiting for this moment since the day they saw things on camera. Obi, though scared, nodded. I understand. Emeka placed a comforting hand on her shoulder. We are right behind you. Nothing will happen to you again, I promise. They drove her back and parked 4 buildings away and walked to the gates. Obi walked to the door alone. Her brother stayed close enough to hear every sound. She opened the door. Ambrose was standing in the living room like a possessed landlord. He didn't even let her drop her bag. Where did you go? You left my house without my permission. So you now have power because you have money? And so, you think because of the little change you have, you can walk out anytime on me? Obi tried to speak, but Ambrose was coming closer. Too close. He jabbed a finger into her forehead. Let me warn you, your brothers cannot save you. You are my wife and you belong to me. Obi stepped back shakingly. Ambrose raised his hand, and this time he slapped her hard right across the face. She screamed. She screamed, and her brothers entered like angry thunderstorms. Obiora tackled Ambrose first. Emeka held his collar, and Ikechukwu dragged him by the shirt. The slap he gave Obi was returned in triplicate and with interest. He screamed like someone meeting hot water unexpectedly. He tried to talk. They told him to shut up. He tried to fight. They pinned him down. He even tried to quote scriptures. They nearly reset his voice box. They gave him a very good military resetting. Obi watched with wide eyes, shaking but safe. Emeka pointed at him. You said she won't work again, Abi? Ogasa, which mouth did you even use to say it? Ambrose stammered. They added small beating on top. Ikechukwu shouted. You think marriage means ownership? You think you can beat someone's daughter and nothing will happen? Ambrose was sweating, crying, confused and half paralyzed. Obiora dragged him up. Stand up. You are going to the police station. Ambrose screamed, but nobody listened. They took him there, and at the station, the officers handled Ambrose like a repeat offender. He was forced to sign an undertaking, never to touch Obi again, never to threaten her, never to stop her from working, and if anything happens to her or her job, he will be held responsible. Bruce signed with trembling hands. His brother's in-law stood behind him like security officers. When he finished signing, Emeka said, Good. We are going back to the house. And when he said that, none of the brothers expected a tea party. They expected work. I mean serious work. The kind of work that pulls down ceilings and exposes every hidden corner. Ambrose, still trembling from the police station and the pounding from 3 angry brothers, stood in the sitting room with the fake courage of a man who had been called out and found wanting. Obi sat down on the sofa. Her eyes were red, but her face had a small, honest calm. For the first time since this whole madness began, she was not afraid. Her legs didn't shake. She watched the men who once called themselves her protectors act that name unashamedly. They became the kind of family that made trouble afraid to come close. Emeka made a call, and a big van drove in after 10 minutes. He said to Ambrose, "Anything that belongs to Obi, you will hand it to us, and you will stand there and watch us carry them away." Ambrose opened his mouth to argue, but the sound that came out was thin like a dry drum. "You can't carry my things," he said. "Those are my things." The young man turned to Obi and said, "Anything you know, it's yours. I mean, anything you know you bought with your money, point them out." And she told them where they can find all the receipts. Ikechukwu moved like a man who had practiced this moment in his sleep. He opened drawers with swift, respectful hands. He brought them to the living room, and Emeka checked the names on the receipts. And anything Obi had labored and paid for, it went into the van. They brought out everything: the television, the fridge, the generator, the bedside lamp she bought to read after her late night shifts, the microwave, the gas cooker, the washing machine, the sofas, the art frames, even the curtains and the foodstuffs. Ambrose tried to reach one of the boxes. Emeka put a hand on the box and looked like him, like the son looks at the mud. "Don't touch anything," he said calmly. "You will learn the difference between claiming and owing." Ambrose swallowed. He tried to speak and then he swallowed again. He looked around the house as if hoping to find a receipt that declared everything was his, but there was none. Obiora whistled and shook his head. "Eh? See this man, no. My sister loved you and had been packaging you even when your pocket is empty. She fed you, put her shoulder to your headache, painted hope on your face. And you, like someone who never saw good things before, thought love is meant to be punished. You chose to be a macho. You decided to choke her light and to cut her wings." Mado. Ambrose's face flashed red. He wanted to say something. I mean, something like being the husband and about rights and responsibilities and about paying her bride price. But the words felt flat. Ikechukwu paused with a stack of plates and looked at him. "Instead of you to be a good husband to the wife God has blessed you with, so that the grace can rub on you, you chose to be an anum pama, broke and proud." The neighbors started to notice. Some peeped through their windows and saw the van parked outside and men on duty carrying things. Some were very happy, I mean genuinely happy, because they knew what Obi was going through. At one point, Ambrose tried to grab his wallet from a drawer. Obiora closed the drawer gently and handed him a Polaroid photo instead. It was a picture of Obi the day they got married, smiling, radiant, and without a hint of the bruises on her body. The brothers stood around and watched him look at that picture the way a man looks at a missed opportunity. "You see the wife we gave to you, Ba?" Emeka asked. "You see that joy? You destroyed it. Thank you very much. If she was your sister, would you pray for her husband? Think about it and amend your ways." Ambrose lowered his head. He could not hold Emeka's gaze, and he could not accept his fault. He was the man who used threats like a walking stick, and now he had nothing but his shrinking voice. When they had finished, the whole house was empty. I mean, very empty. There was nothing left to hold his kingdom together. His pride lay scattered on the floor. Before Ikechukwu joined others, he said to him, "You thought being a husband is an entitlement. Let me scold you. being a husband is still worship. If you had humbled yourself and if you had treated her like the queen she is, her grace would have rubbed on you. People would have praised you. Instead, you chose sorrow over God's blessing and you chose to turn the words that could have multiplied into ruin. As he walked out, he shouted one last thing loud enough for the compound to hear. To those watching, let this be a lesson. When you say you love someone, love them right. Do not be the person who brings sunshine into your house, because if you do, the sun will leave and you'll be left with shade and regrets. They drove off slowly and Obi exhaled deeply. Her brothers didn't speak for the first 5 minutes of the drive because they wanted her to settle, to feel safe and to feel surrounded. Emeka glanced at her and asked, "You good?" She nodded softly. Obiora didn't trust the nod. "Say it with your chest." Obi smiled. "I am better." Ikechukwu reached back and squeezed her hand gently. "Good, but we are just starting. Healing takes time. We'll be here for you." They drove her straight to a well-cleaned two-bedroom apartment. Obi gasped when she saw it. She turned to face them. "Brothers, when did you do all this?" Obiora lifted the brow dramatically. "When you were busy collecting slap, we were busy making the plan, our dear sister." Even Obi burst into laughter, a long cleansing laughter that shook the stress off her shoulders. Ikechukwu walked around with his hands on his waist like a proud landlord. "Sissy, if you need anything, I mean anything at all, we will buy. Your brothers are capable." Obi hugged each one of them tightly. She whispered, "Thank you. Thank you for not leaving me." Emeka rubbed her back. "Leave you? No, nothing like that at all. You are a princess forever and nothing will change that." For the first few nights, her brothers rotated turns sleeping in her apartment, not because they didn't trust her safety, but because trauma does not disappear just because you moved houses. Slowly, the real Obi returned. Her brothers watched it happen like gardeners seeing their favorite plants recover. Word got to the extended family that Obi had left Ambrose. In normal Nigerian fashion, the elders gathered immediately, not to judge her, but to take responsibility. The meeting was held in her father's compound, a large open space with plastic chairs. Kola nuts were on the table and aunties were whispering in corners. Obi sat quietly in the middle. Her brothers sat behind her like bodyguards hired by destiny. Ambrose was invited. He came looking like a man who had aged 10 years in just few months. Shame sat on his shoulders and regret tied his tongue. He didn't speak. He only bowed his head. Her father, an elderly man with calm wisdom, stood slowly. He held the bride price envelope in his hand. The whole compound went silent. I mean, very silent. He walked to Ambrose and said, "Take your bride price. We cannot keep mourning for what has failed, not because of our daughter, but because of your actions." He placed the envelope in Ambrose's trembling hand. A man who loves a woman does not break her. A husband is a shelter, not a storm. You were given a queen and you turned her into a wounded bird. Ambrose dropped to his knees and then he said to Obi, "I am sorry. Please forgive me." She looked him directly in the eyes, not with hatred but with clarity. "I have forgiven you, but I will never go back there." Her brothers all nodded like synchronized choir members. Ikechukwu added, "Our sister is not returning to a cage. Not today, not tomorrow, and not ever." Ambrose cried the cry of a man who created his own downfall with his own hands, but no sympathy moved the elders. They simply did this mathematics. Bride price returned equals to chapter closed. Days passed. and Obi blossomed like a flower that finally found sunlight. Her brothers came every weekend with food, gist, and stubborn love. She got healed completely, not because time healed her, but because people who loved her refused to watch her drown. Hey, African Tales by Kamma Tribe, how are you all doing? For me, I am doing just fine. You will all agree with me that marriage has changed so much in this our generation. Now let me ask you, what do you think could probably be the reason? It seems that women are picking up the responsibilities of men and the men themselves are just, I don't know, help me to complete it. And again, do you think Obi's brothers overdid things? I mean, did they go too far? Or did they act exactly how brothers should act? And what was your best part in the story? Kindly drop your thoughts with me in the comment section. Please don't forget to give the story a thumbs up. And if you have not done anything for Kamma before, I beg you in the name of God, click on that your share button. Share out to your friends and families. Share it out on all your social media platforms. Thank you and thank you. Until I bring you the next interesting story your way, it's a goodbye from here and God bless you.